The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the WPLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that,
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
If you've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population, this place absolutely outshines it.
Oh, my apologies. You couldn't hear me. I said it's Friday, the 15th day of May, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. Folks, it's Sherry Day. See, I was testing you. I had my thing on mute to see like if you all were tuned in, if you were listening. I was testing you. That's all that was. Got to make sure you're awake. Make sure that you're not just looking at my unpretty face, you know? But hey, it's Sherry Day. It's many of you's favorite day of the week. Look at that. We've got Suzanne says, good morning, Jamal. It's a super awesome Sherry Day. Friday has finally arrived. I finally had 2 Fridays and a Sherry Day this week. My goodness, we love to hear it. We love to hear it. All righty, folks. We've got a lot to get through, and we've had some awesome discussions this week, and I'm going to tell you now, share this link with your friends, your family, colleagues. If you know someone who is currently in college, someone who has a child in college, a grandchild in college, a friend in college, a sister, a cousin, anyone in college, they want to tune into this morning's discussion. This is going to be a very engaging discussion. Trust me when I tell you, all right? So greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome, it's Vendor Friday is brought to you by the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, and we're welcoming Kelly Smith on from KANS Bermuda. We're going to be discussing how she's helping children through nature, creativity, and learning. So really, really awesome conversation. She's been on before, but it was over like 5 years ago. This was early Daily Hour days, so looking forward to having her back. And obviously, all those folks out there who have, joined us over the last couple of years, consider her someone you're just getting to know. The daily players are things you should know, and I didn't know the answer to today's question, but of course, you all are much smarter than me, so you will know it. And audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on, help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Alrighty. Yes, Suzanne says, Jamal's book signing is at People's Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. Yes, it is, folks. Yes, it is. And I'll speak more about that. James Burgess says, good morning to the Daily Hour team show. Have a great day. You as well. Great morning to you, James. All right, folks. Well, let's get into it. So this morning, like I said, if you know someone or who has a college graduate, make sure you share this, because this is probably one of the most engaging conversations that they'll need to be a part of. What am I talking about? Well, graduating from college is supposed to be one of the happiest moments in a young person's life. is supposed to feel like relief, like validation, like all the years of studying, exams, sacrifices, tuition payments, and sleepless nights finally paid off. But for many graduates entering today's workforce, that excitement is now mixed with something else: uncertainty, anxiety, even fear. Recently, graduates at the University of Central Florida made headlines after booing during a commencement speech when a real estate executive began speaking about artificial intelligence being the next industrial revolution and how we are living through a period of profound change. Now, some people called the students disrespectful, but honestly, I don't think that reaction was really about disrespect. I think it was fair. Just imagine being a young person who did exactly what society told you to do. You know, go to school, get a degree, work hard, prepare for the future, only to now hear constant conversations about AI replacing jobs, industries changing overnight, and opportunities shrinking in fields you spent years preparing for. It's unsettling. And the truth is, this conversation is only going to grow louder in the coming years. Some jobs will disappear. Some careers will evolve dramatically. But at the same time, new industries, new opportunities, and entirely new career paths are also going to emerge. And that's the part we sometimes forget. Every major technological shift in history has disrupted the workforce. But it has also created opportunities people couldn't initially imagine. So maybe the answer isn't fear. Maybe it isn't booing. Maybe the answer is learning how to adapt, how to pivot, how to apply existing skills in new spaces and industries that are evolving in real time. Because increasingly, success may not come down to what degree you earned. It may come down to how flexible, creative, innovative, and adaptable you're willing to be. And honestly, this isn't just like a Western conversation. It's not just an American conversation. Young Bermudians are asking these same questions too. Are they being prepared for the future economy? Will the jobs they're studying for still exist in 10 years? What skills will actually matter moving forward? And perhaps most importantly, how do young people build stability in a world changing faster than ever before? So this morning's question is simple, audience. What advice would you give to 2026 college graduates about entering the job market? This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Think about it and let us know. What advice would you give to 2026 college graduates about entering the job market? We're going to take a quick break and get this conversation going.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
All right, audience, you heard the question. What advice would you give to 2026 college graduates about entering the job market? And here's the poll for the morning. Do you think college degrees are still worth it with the presence of AI? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 depends on major. All right, but I'll go over some key things that we're discussing this morning. Now, as I mentioned, graduation used to symbolize stability and opportunity. Yeah. However, today, many graduates are feeling uncertainty instead. AI and automation are creating anxiety, among young people entering the workforce. The University of Central Florida graduation reaction, where they booed the commencement speaker for speaking about AI, speaking about it's revolutionary. It's, many feel the reaction was fair, not disrespect. Many students, did what they feel like they were told to do, the traditional formula, right? Go to school, earn the degree, and build a career. But now many industries are rapidly changing. Some entry-level jobs are disappearing or evolving because of AI, right? Now, it's important to understand this, though. Yes, AI will eliminate some jobs. But also, AI will create entirely new industries and opportunities. The challenge for graduates right now, adaptability, creativity, digital literacy, emotional intelligence, entrepreneurship. Yeah? Degrees still matter, but flexibility matters more than ever. You may want to major in a specific field, but opportunities may not exist there. So you have to be able to be flexible. The world's different. Young professionals may need multiple careers in one lifetime now. Let's use me. I've worked in different industries, broadcasting and tourism. I mean, I absolutely hated working in tourism, but I worked in it. And according to the numbers, some say I was good at it. We have to ask questions. Are Bermudian students being prepared for the future economy? Are schools teaching AI literacy, critical thinking, and innovation? It's important to understand this if you are the guardian or if you're a recent college graduate. Uncertainty does not mean hopelessness. Many successful careers ahead may not even exist yet. So again, audience, what advice would you give to a 2026? What advice would you give to a 2026 college graduate? That's the question we're asking you all this morning. What advice would you give to them? Let's go to the audience. We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, be agile and not fragile. Embrace change and don't fear it. Lean into it to figure out how you can excel within the new AI environment. I love that. I love that. Suzanne Ingham says, as for AI taking jobs, well, I said this at least 2 years ago. I saw it arriving. Yeah, AI will take some jobs, Suzanne, I agree. But it will also create other opportunities. It will also create jobs. It will. So I think we would be dishonest if we had a conversation thinking that AI was not going to replace some jobs. But there's a flip side. It will also create opportunities. It still needs man to operate. AI is not supposed to replace us. It's supposed to enhance us. So if it takes one job here, we've got to be flexible. We've got to be adaptable. And that's what young people need to be told. That's what young people need to embrace coming out of college or university. So again, audience, what are your thoughts? What advice? I mean, we've got some educators in the audience. We've got people who have had careers where they've changed spaces. What advice would you give to 2026 college graduates about entering the job market? And the poll, do you think college degrees are still worth it with the presence of AI? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And 3 for depends on major. Well, I think the easy answer would be 3 depends on major. I would not say yes. Like, I'm not telling someone to go to college for a fashion merchandising degree. That's ridiculous to me. I would never say that college degrees are still worth it. Never. I think college is a business for the most part. What I will say is Craig Simmons told us numerous times on this show that it's probably a smarter idea to go to Bermuda College versus going to a 4-year institution spending a crazy money. Yeah. What we have to start doing, and we don't think like this, but others do, we have to start measuring the cost of your degree versus what the income, right, is possibly going to be from the job that you intend to have. So if you can pay, I'm just throwing out numbers, over a 2-year period, less than $10,000 towards a degree from Bermuda College, versus over a 4-year period, over $100,000 for a 4-year degree. And with both of those degrees, associate versus bachelor's, you're going to end up in the same job, same, money. Is it really worth it? We've got to be honest, folks. We have to be honest here. We have to remove our feelings and emotions and start making logical decisions. I'm not saying Mr. Simmons is perfect, but he's given us some very sound advice. And I think we owe it to current graduates or recent graduates or 2026 graduates to kind of direct them. Because at the end of the day, these are going to be the people who will be in charge when you all, well, the way the economy is going, I don't even know if many will be able to enjoy retirement, but you get my point. So what advice would you give to recent college graduates? I'm just going to say, I know what you want to do, but find out what's needed. And that's something I've tried to tell many people, regardless of the presence of AI. We all know what we want to do, right? You have people, I'll liken it to entrepreneurship. We have people who go out and they start these businesses, right? They start businesses. And they realize, man, this is harder than I thought. No one's supporting me. Well, did you see if there was a need for it? Did you ask yourself any questions as to, are you filling any gaps in the community? We don't do this. We like something or we're good at something and we just say, oh, let me create a business. And then when no one supports it, we blame everyone else, our family, our friends. It's not their job to support our business. And people are holding on to their pennies. It's not their job to just give away money that they don't have to give away. That's how we have to look at college majors and degrees. So you're getting a degree in history or African studies or fashion and retail, and okay. What are you looking to do with that? College is so much more than a degree. Let me be clear, because the late Laverne Ferber used to call me a hypocrite because I used to speak down on college degrees. I really do believe that college is a business. I mean, you've got MBA programs, business schools just announcing that they're cutting their MBA programs by 50%, right? The cost. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. And we have to come to terms with that. Now, let me be clear about this. Just because it's a business doesn't mean that it's not a great experience. I absolutely loved my college experience. I absolutely appreciated the well-rounded experience I got beyond the classroom, the organizations I was part of. And I learned a lot in class. I did. I'm not going to crap on formal education. But at the same time, I can admit that it's a business. And no, Bermuda College is not paying me to say what I'm saying this morning. But I'm just going back to what Craig Simmons said. The smart ones aren't the ones who got the 4-year degrees. Smart ones who made are the ones who made economical decisions and got 2-year degrees and made a career out of that and became adaptable and were able to go from one industry to the other. So do I think, again, audience, what advice would you give to 2026 college graduates about entering the job market? We're talking about the students at the University of Central Florida. They booed the commencement speaker because she mentioned, AI being revolutionary. And students are not happy about AI. They think it's not taking away opportunities from them. I differ. I think AI will create opportunities. We're asking, what advice would you give them as they enter an uncertain job market? We're asking, do you think college degrees are still worth it with the presence of AI? Also, technology, you don't need degrees. So many people in the IT space, they get certifications. A quick 2-year information technology degree and a certification, right? It depends on major. I'm sticking with that. I'm driving that home. It depends on major. If we're honest, it depends on major. Yeah, I want a doctor with a degree. I want a dentist with a degree. I do. I probably want educators with a degree. Probably don't want, my mechanic doesn't necessarily have to have a degree. Maybe a certificate, an understanding of how to fix my car. Anyway, let's go to the audience. I've done enough blabbing. We've got some advice for 2026 college graduates. Michael Daniels says, define yourself, what your core competency is. Aptitude evaluancy could be a very valuable tool indeed. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, don't be too wedded to your degree specialty. Be open to pivot from your degree. Understand that your degree is only a foundation for launching yourself into the world we live in. Again, be agile, not fragile. Indeed. Dorian says, Bermuda College commencement speaker Geno Smith delivered an inspiring message yesterday. It would be nice to have him on TDH. You know what? Thanks for that suggestion. I'm going to reach out to Geno. Thank you for that, Dorian. I will reach out to Geno today. Manuela John says, don't choose to study something that looks good to you. Check to see if there's a need and how many others are on the same route. Decide whether you can make a competitive contribution. Seek advice. Well, Manuela, I agree, but they've already chosen the area of study. They're graduating with it. They're graduating from it. But I take your point. James Burgess says, my education came from the organization and the BIU division going to seminars overseas and Bermuda. I never made college, he says. You know what? But that's a great way to learn, James Burgess. That's an absolutely awesome way to learn. You're learning on the job and you're going to different seminars. Look, I'll give you an example. Every year, we go to the National Association of Broadcasters Conference. Every year, we attend various sessions and classes. And every year we learn something to bring back to you to make this show better. We didn't have these polls on this show until recently, right? Audience, you tune in every day. We didn't have the polls, right? So we learn things to develop and help these conversations, help all of us engage a bit better. Nachika Trot says, enter the job market curious, prepared, and adaptable. Build real skills. Ask good questions. Keep learning. And remember, your attitude and work ethic still matter. Indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. All right, folks. Again, share this. If you have college graduates, if you know someone, we just had a bunch of people graduate Bermuda College yesterday. Right? What advice would you give them? Or 2-year college, right? Some of them are going to go off to 4-year institutions. Some of them may go right into the workforce. What should they be prepared for? what should they be prepared for as they enter it? Dr. Anthony Richardson says Gino would be a very good brother to have on your show, a perfect example for young Bermudians to follow and be inspired by. Indeed, Manuela says, what you have studied may be transferable. Go forward with an open mind. Absolutely, an open mind is needed, folks. It's needed. All right, folks, this was your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Let's show them some love, and then I got some announcements to make after this. Don't go anywhere.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural experiences, they set the standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you.
Alrighty, folks. One more piece of advice from Judith Welch says, develop problem-solving skills. If you can solve a problem, you are golden. Look for opportunities where your knowledge can be used in multiple places, jobs. You know, that's the way to look at life. You will always be of value if you're able to solve problems, fill gaps and needs. Seriously. You will always have an opportunity to make a living. All right, folks, before we do days of the year, real quickly, so big announcement. We, over the next few weeks, will be having CARICOM conversations. Like you, many of us have questions about why CARICOM makes sense. Why should Bermuda consider full membership in CARICOM? Now, you already know how I feel about independence and CARICOM. I'm not afraid of what's on the other side of the door. You can't be. When you're an entrepreneur, you take risk. That's how life works. Today, we start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 Bermuda, Atlantic Time, with a conversation with Rashida Godwin of Titan Tours. We'll discuss why CARICOM? Why should Bermuda consider it? Why don't Bermudians want it? Why may it be necessary for Bermuda? You don't want to miss it. Make sure you tune into the Daily Hour social media channels at 12:30 Bermuda, 11:30 Eastern for that live conversation. And your feedback is crucial to this. So make sure you engage. We'll be live at 12:30. Real quickly. So as you all know, I used to always go to the gym before the show. Lately, I haven't been doing that. So I've been going to work out after the show. And sometimes I go running. If you're familiar with Atlanta, you know about the Atlanta Beltline. It's a 22-mile trail around the city. But yesterday, I went, I usually run 2 miles and then one way and walk 2 miles back. So yesterday, I went running on the Beltline after the show, done my 2 miles and walked back to my car. And so I went back home, came back home, and I showered, and I was about to head out. And as I headed out, I was driving, and the way the GPS took me was over an overpass of the Beltline. And my pops called me, the birthday boy, and he was saying something, and I was just tuned out. I'm looking ahead. I'm like, man, there's like 12 police officers blocking the way. I just left her. Like, what happened? So I was at the red light, so I picked my phone up and showed my dad what it looked like. So I had to take, an alternate course for where I was going. Long story short, I got home, folks, and I saw the news. The exact same trail that I had run on an hour prior, the exact same trail, a woman was murdered, stabbed to death. I share that because it's one of those things like, man, I don't look at things like, thank God I was not there. I look at perhaps what could I have done if I was there? What happened, the story that the news is sharing is where I actually parked my car. That's where the first attack happened because the person attacked two two women. Where I park my car is at the post office. So the person first started by attacking a post lady who was on her break with a rock. Then they proceeded down the trail where I start my run and attacked a woman, right? And during that time of day, most people at work, so the trail's not as full. But when I run, I actually run with my headphones, music on blast, because I'm oblivious, I'm naive a bit. Like, no one's going to do anything to me, whatever. And yesterday, I noticed two things. Everyone was friendly speaking, so as I was running, hey, whatever. But also, I noticed myself looking over my shoulder a lot because it was not as many people. So you're kind of like looking just your surroundings a bit. I never really do that. But it was so chilling as I watched the news last night to know that an hour prior, that's where I was doing my morning run. Now, by the evening, because there's so many cameras, and yesterday was one of the first times I actually saw Beltline security riding on the trail. But there are so many cameras and so on. So you kind of feel a bit of safety. But I'm going to say something on this show that this is why I believe women should be armed. It's sad to say. When I lived in Florida, I remember a friend of mine, people, I used to run before the show, run out, and it was dark, no lights, like dark, pitch dark. I had my reflector on, whatever. She said, that's male privilege, I'm like, what's male privilege? Running by yourself early in the morning. I said, also, would you want me to run out in the morning at the time? I said, your point. It's sad that people can't just go out for exercise and enjoy nature without something like that happening. But it's chilling. It really is. I'm glad that they caught the gentleman by the end of the day. And I second the sheriff, the chief's statement to the judge to ensure that this person does not have the opportunity to do this to anyone again. Just wanted to share that with you all. Moral of that story and me sharing it is to be aware. Be aware. Protect yourself. And obviously in Bermuda, you can't carry stuff to protect yourself. But if you are in the US or any place, protect yourself. In Bermuda, I believe, pepper spray is illegal and so on. But in these United States of America, you have the legal right to protect yourself. And, I just want to send love to the woman who lost her life and the one who is in the hospital with serious head injuries from the first attack. All right. Folks, we got a Days of the Year real quickly because we got a very special guest coming up. It's National Bike to Work Day. It's National Chocolate Chip Day. It's National Pizza Party Day. It is National Endangered Species Day. National Work from Home Day. International Day of Families. International Virtual Assistance Day. Big up to Hannah, our virtual colleague. And also Jack, our colleagues. International Casinos Day. But I'm going to go with International Pizza Party Day, right? Audience, I'm going to ask you, and let's have some fun with this. What is the one topping that does not go on pizza? I'm going to go first. Cheese. The one topping that does not go on pizza, cheese. That's right. You all can call me names, say, I know you're rolling your eyes, but cheese. One topping that does not go on pizza, cheese. Tanya Cheeseman says, lettuce. There are people who put lettuce on pizza? My word. Dr. Anthony Richardson says corn. I think I've seen that too. What else, audience? What is one topping that does not go on pizza? Fruit, says Suzanne Ingham. No fruit like pineapple. James Burgess says lettuce as well. Rachel Dill says corn. Pineapple, says Mark Arthur. Polly Rich says anchovies. People put corn and lettuce. No, I think I've seen corn, but lettuce? No, I'm sticking with cheese, man. The only thing that I like on my pizza, you got to have some banana peppers and jalapeno peppers. You can hold the meats. We've got Dorian says shrimp and lobster and fish. No, I don't think I've ever seen a pizza with shrimp, lobster. Have I seen fish? No, I don't think so. We've got Anika the Shield says, yes, arugula is sometimes on pizza. Yes, I've seen it. Now that you say it. Yes. Okay. Corn is a very British thing. Interesting. All right, folks. We've got to take a break. We've got very special guest, Kelly Smith, coming up from KANS Bermuda. This is a really exciting conversation because teaching young people about nature, creativity, and learning through KANS Bermuda. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Get your questions and comments ready. And also, folks, stay ready. Be ready. Please. Be ready. Be aware of what's going on and around you. All right? Let's take this quick break. We'll be back at 3:17. Stick with us.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
What lasts isn't what you buy, but what it becomes. With the HSBC MasterCard credit card, every spend quietly adds to a story shaped by intention and offers what matters most. Support that meets you where you are. Protection that preserves what you choose. Confidence for the unexpected. Peace of mind wherever your story leads. Start your next chapter. Use your card today. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
What if the age that really matters isn't the one on your ID? You probably know your chronological age, the number of candles on your last birthday cake. But there's another kind of age that may be even more important, your biological age. This reflects how old your body truly is at the cellular level. It is influenced by your genes, your environment, and the choices you make every day. Two people can both be 40 years old on paper, but one may have the body of a healthy 30-year-old, while the other is biologically closer to 50. The difference? Lifestyle choices on nutrition, sleep, stress, exercise, and exposure to toxins. That means you have some control over your biological clock, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Because when it comes to aging, it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Want to know your predicted biological age today? Download the free Carrier Genetics app and fill in the lifestyle questionnaire.
You wanna come get some? Playing around. Stop playing around.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Jamal Hartman here. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda Medicals, Linda's People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, we've got Vendor Fridays, folks. I love these conversations. This is really about supporting local entrepreneurs, asking questions, how we can support them, and going back to what some of the things you said, what problems are they helping us to solve? What gaps are they filling? Let's give a warm TDH welcome. Let me make sure I've got you right. To our very special guest of the day, we've got Kelly Smith from KANS Bermuda. Greetings, Kelly. How are you? Uh-oh. Kelly, can you hear us? Uh-oh. I think we've got some challenges. I don't
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having me on your show.
You hear us? We're a bit delayed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we're a bit delayed. Well, Kelly, welcome. Thanks for coming by. Before we get into the conversation, though, right? Do you have a topping that you would never put on a pizza?
Yes, so some of those that I heard about were quite, not tasteful. Anchovies for sure. Lettuce, I don't know about that. And I am very green, but lettuce, I don't know. Maybe something else, spinach or something.
I'm not quite sure. I've heard people say like tomatoes shouldn't go on a burger, which I'm eating tomato if I'm having a Beyond Burger.
Yeah, definitely not tomato. I'm not a tomato girl.
But lettuce just seems like it seems wrong. It seems morally wrong. Yeah. I love lettuce too. I love me a salad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I love me a salad. But anyway, Kelly, thank you so much for doing this. Welcome to the show. You've been on before. It's been about 5 years. But for those who may not know you, just tell them a bit about your background and what it is that you do.
Yes, so I've been an educator for over 18 years, and I've always loved art and nature in my history of educating. And so all of those things really had come together for me as I decided to step out and do this business idea in 2020 off of the back of COVID. So we decided to capitalize on some of the stresses that were kind of that stemmed from COVID, but also that has still remained. And so what we did is use that as a catalyst to sort of push this forward of learning in outdoor spaces. We believe that outside nature is the best classroom. And so it's so much to learn from, it changes every day, it keeps it innovative, like naturally. And so it always is exciting. It is an exciting place to work from for so many various reasons. And our belief that multisensory experiences are key to a child's development. And so we figured that this would be the way to go to kind of help with some of these issues that we see that had risen, had flared, and sort of have continued into this time.
What I find so interesting, I always, hear people speaking about, we don't teach young people about financial literacy, which is true, but I don't think we understand the importance of ensuring that children we are tapping into their creativity, getting them outdoors and giving them hands-on experience. Now, KANS Bermuda's programs focus on children's ages 2.5 through 10, right? Why are creativity, outdoor exploration, and hands-on experience so important during those early years?
Mm-hmm, that's correct. Yes, it supports a child's development. I really believe that if a child is developmentally sound, like naturally all the academics and all the other academic facets that we have expectations of children, they come so naturally. It supports language skills through conversations. It strengthens focus and observations. It's naturally engaging, so they naturally become inquisitive. They're asking questions. So these things are happening organically, right? And so the best way for a child to learn and digest information, keep it or remember it, is to be able to have things that are organically happening, as opposed to this sort of rote kind of like, let's bang it into your head. You need to know this sort of like learning by remembering. They have it's within them, so they be able to share those thoughts, those experiences quite naturally, and their problem solving skills are unmatched, because they have to figure out the risk taking. Someone who is lacking confidence and just being outside in nature has a natural way of therapy. So all of these things just come organically that we need in our core development to be healthy individuals as we grow.
Indeed, indeed. And in a world where many children spend more times indoors and on screens, what benefit do you see when kids are encouraged to connect with nature and create freely?
Yeah, I think I even just mentioned it a few times, just even the sense of wonder. These screens are very kind of, it is what it is. It doesn't allow you to touch, to feel, to smell, to taste, learning what is dangerous and not dangerous, because you don't have the opportunity to feel or know, or that, well, that's not right, I wouldn't do this next time, or and doing things better. So just having real life experiences just builds so much more development within these children. So I think it far outweighs I won't, it has its place, but it can't overtake the key important rules that make us strong and benefit us in a day like today.
Indeed. An audience, if you're tuned in on the radio, we're talking to Kelly Smith of KANS Bermuda. This is Vendor Fridays, brought to you by our friends at the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. Entrepreneur, but has a business that's filling a gap, playing a role in our community, something that's so needed. If you have any questions or comments, send them through. We'll get through as many as possible. Now, art and play can teach far more than people realize.
Yeah.
What kind of skills and confidence do you think children develop through your sessions that you haven't mentioned?
Yeah, like the core development, their confidence, their ability to like reason, environmental stewardship. They take care of nature, the trash, they're taking care of, our environment. They're learning why it's healthy not to destroy the plants or the environmental animals that we kind of like swap with a broom in our households, like put them outside where they can like do some work for us, right? So they are very precious to learning about taking care of things other than themselves and people. They see the world as a bigger place to really connect with, so they're having deep experiential learning. We're encouraging, like I said, the risky play, the use of tools, so they know how to gauge, and we're channeling those energies, especially the energies of children who find it difficult to sit in a classroom and it's not as much movement, so we can channel those sort of high energies into meaningful experiences where they're actually learning how to sort of balance those feelings and those sorry, it's sort of quite caught up there, just balance those even their emotional experiences. Children that come to us and they're not feeling all that confident, they can take it easy, and it allows them to sort of graduate into trying new things as they grow. So it calls the resilience in children, the ability to have that freedom and not sort of being overprotective. Nature has a way of kind of calming them and to be able to learn and, and strengthen those opportunities.
Indeed, indeed. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. Now, this segment is supported by the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. How has their guidance or support helped you grow KANS Bermuda as a business?
Yes, there is a range of opportunities that they have partaken in some of their courses. The one-on-one sessions we have with them, they'll definitely support you as a small business. They take your like how I started, it was kind of a bit of an idea, and then it was this passion of mine, and so then they kind of hone it in for you, get you to think strategically about what it takes to build a building, what type of values are you are attributing to the society, or just so there's ideas they help you sort of work through and how to build it into a meaningful business that not only is something that is a pop-up, but then it's systemic, right? It sort of builds over time because they're guiding you in ways in which that, your idea may just be an idea, but it's actually a business that could actually help if you have it sort of, mapped out in a way. So their guidance in that is great.
Indeed. I want to ask the audience something. Audience, have you, do your children or grandchildren, do they have, what those things called, tablets? And do you monitor their screen time? Because as I'm listening to you, one of the things, there was this discussion in the Daily Hour chat group last month, and two of the parents said that they took their children's tablets away, not because the children were being bad, but because they were like, no, this is enough. They need to, put this down. It's just becoming too much. And for parents tuned in right now, Kelly, who may want to get their children involved because of that reason, right? They want their children off of these devices and, more engaging in nature and touching on their creative genius. What can they expect from KANS Bermuda, and how can they connect with you?
Yeah, I posed them one question. Why would you want to watch that when you could live it, right? Nature is a classroom that you can live in and be a part of and interact with it each and every day. With us not knowing the weather or not knowing what we would find, I've seen times that, like where we work out of, we had this one tree that we were watching these mulberries grow, and they're in season now. And then a few months ago, we found two. I said, okay, we're keeping our eyes on it. We've walked through these tracks hundreds and hundreds of times. And one little 3-year-old was kind of like, Miss Kelly, it's a mother mulberry bush. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, yes, look at the leaves. So it's amazing what it is that they can actually find. And we've walked past this so much. And it's even things like, it teaches us natural lessons, like don't look down and just what's in front of you, like look up, keep your head up. There's so much more. So I even teach them about those types of like metaphors that kind of allow them good life lessons, right? Emotional and social growth is great because they're with each other. I have mixed age groups, so they're learning from each other. The older ones are kind of keeping the little ones in check. The happiness that naturally comes out because they can try and taste, and they can have these hands-on experiences naturally. And things like some of the plants that we can eat, they're seasonal, so they learn about the trees, they're learning about the native and endemic species, the flora and fauna of Bermuda. It's so much. It's what we do is so packed at so many different levels. It's not just taking them outside, because yes, you can go take them to a park and play, and that has its positive attributes as well. But it is built with layers of learning, it's built with layers of fun, and it's built with layers of friendship and connectedness, and how we're interconnected to nature, right? And how it all makes sense. Like why we are not killing the pollinators, right? They help us, we can feed because they are there. And then, you just see this whole revolving circle, and it makes sense to them because they're actually engaging in it. So yeah, I would say contact us through like our social media pages, emails, or even call. You know, our camps have been sort of what I've done historically, where we have small group programs as well that runs through the day, and so we're building that part of it up. And yeah, I was very nervous to step out onto this, and I must say, I thank God every day that I had the opportunity to teach like this. When I go, the back work is hard, but when I go out and actually, I'm learning too. I'm learning about the children and how they connect with it and what they need and what and how to, you know, connect with them at different levels to where they are at so they can get the best for themselves. So it's kind of sometimes a little bit of like individualized learning a little bit, because while they're all getting the same things, it may be different doses that they need to be able to level up for their next steps forward.
Indeed. You mentioned email or following on social media. What's your social media handles and email address?
Sure. So my website is kansbermuda.com, and you can definitely find lots of information on there, our classes, what we offer, and it'll also have down at the bottom where you can find us on our Instagram page, which is called Experience KANS, KANS, and our email address is experiencekans@gmail.com. And we also have Facebook, which is Creative Art and Nature for Smallies, and that keeps you up to date with posts and things that we're actually doing, how you can benefit from our classes. I even do sort of taster sessions. So, excuse me, if people want to come and just sort of see what we're about and see if it's fitting. I agree, not every, I believe it can be for everybody, but it's how, when you come and see the space, you could really see how it can benefit your child and love it. And that's why people come to us and enjoy it, because it's so fitting.
I love it. Kelly, congratulations and thank you for it. And
Thank you.
yeah, I just want to share this. Polly Rich did say, to the question, asked the children have their tablet. She says, yes, my grandchildren have them, but definitely monitored, only used on weekends and school holidays. In addition, time limits are set. Device goes off at a certain time. And Kelly, with what you do, you're not telling people, no, children shouldn't have these devices. You're just saying, look, there's these options as well. Like, why not, as you said, why not get out and live it, right?
Yep, that's right. Why not get out and live it and why just have the opportunity to watch that when it's so much more that you're gaining from, like I said, the smells, the touch, the interactions. It's so much more healthier and it's so much more fun and engaging, you know. And then I think it also elicits this, like I said, this curiosity of like wanting to more, they want to know why we can eat this type of plant, and then what the nutrients are behind it, and the, you know what I mean? So like I said, it's layers to just that, just showing up, you know.
Indeed.
So you can take it farther, especially like for the little ones, it can be sensory. Fennel feels nice and soft. For the older ones, they can learn the type of nutrients, how they grow. Do they grow wild? All those things.
Indeed, indeed. Well, thank you again for stopping by. It's been 5 years. 5 years. I'm going to go 5.
I know. We have to make it a little bit shorter next time.
Yeah, you had been brand new when you came on before, but congratulations.
Yes, so a lot of development since then, yes.
Indeed, and Craig Simmons said if you make it past the first 3 years, you got a real business. So congratulations on what you're doing, and don't be a stranger. All right, have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks, everyone.
All right, Kelly Smith, KANS Bermuda, folks. If you appreciated this discussion, you know what to do. Make sure you hit us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram. Give us some love, like. We're going to take our final break. When we come back, we will give you a daily play, wrap it up, and I'll see all of you on Sunday, right? Yeah.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BEDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BEDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Bermuda, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal, especially when you can feed the whole family without stretching your wallet. With the affordable Bermuda basket, you'll find savings on everyday staples like rice, chicken, corn, and more. Everything you need to make a good meal for less. Shop the Bermuda basket at Lindo's, Marketplace, the Garden Market, and the English Market. Visit costofliving.gov.bm to see the full list of goods and start planning your meals. This is a message from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit friesenbrook.bm to learn more.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Kelly Smith from KANS Bermuda. Folks, again, if you haven't already, whatever platform you are tuned in on, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. She is filling gaps and solving problems within our community. Want to give a big shout out and thanks to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio areas with these most important community conversations. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready? It's a things you should know. Here we go. Audience, what animal gives birth upside down, then catches the baby in its wings? I don't know. Oh, wow. Suzanne for the win. She set a bet. Suzanne, you've been playing with us. Yeah, the answer is a bet. I didn't know the answer to that. I mean, the hint was it has wings, but yeah, a bet. Yeah, I would have thought eagle, Nachiko Trot. I would have thought eagle as well. Dorian said, but yeah, Polly Rich. Yeah, it's a bet. It's a bet. Yeah, you all are good at this, man. It was a bet. Suzanne for the win. All right, Suzanne. All right, folks. We've got to get out of here. Final thoughts on this morning's discussion. Look, at the end of the day, advice to college graduates. I think it's all been said. Be adaptable. Have an open mind. Don't cling to your degree, but be open to learning new skills as you grow. Is a college degree still worth it? It's not worthless. But be specific to the needs and evolving needs of society. If not, the degree could be pointless. You know? There will always be opportunities. There will always be opportunities, regardless of technology. How we respond, how we adapt, how we evolve, that will determine the opportunities that each of us have. as far as the discussion with Kelly and KANS Bermuda, it really, she's responding to the market. And the fact that she's still going 5 years strong tells you there's a need. For those who've never heard of KANS Bermuda, and you have young people who you want to get up from the computer screen and away from the tablet, consider it. Reach out. And big up to the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for supporting initiatives like this. It's needed. Suzanne Ingham says, see you Sunday, Jamel. Please come to our Loyal Hill Parade. It's explosive. Trevor is supposed to be there streaming. Yeah, I spoke to Trevor yesterday. He called me. Here's the thing. I will do my best, but we are having the book signing. And after the book signing, we actually have to shoot some commercials. So I will do my best. I cannot promise, but I will definitely do my best to come and support and be out there amongst the people in the community. Suzanne, I know Loyal Hill knows how to do it. And if you are free, please, after the book signing, let me just share again, because the book signing is on Sunday, folks. We'll be at People's Pharmacy from noon until 2 p.m. I look forward to seeing all of you there. I really do. I am grateful for the support that you offer. So really looking forward to seeing you. And Suzanne says, I will see you at People's. I'm so looking forward to your book, Jamel, Henry, and meeting you. All righty. All right, folks, I've got to give you some daily inspiration. So let me go into the book, The Journey Within, and pull something out for you. I'm going to my phone because I don't have the book next to me. Right. So let me just go to my phone and let's see. I like this one. And this is a perfect way to send you off for the weekend. And this quote says, wake up, get ready, and get to work. The hero so many are waiting for is within. Do with that what you will, folks. Hopefully you will have your hands on that quote as you purchase the book this weekend at People's. Alrighty, folks. Don't forget, today at 12:30 p.m. on the Daily Hour social media channels, we will begin the first of many CARICOM conversations. The first guest is Rashida Godwin from Titan Tours. We're going to be discussing Bermuda and CARICOM, fair, facts, and regional opportunity. You don't want to miss this conversation. So I'll see you all back here at 11:30. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our, I said 11:30, 12:30, sorry, 12:30 Bermuda time. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you. Well, show on Monday, but we'll be back with you at 12:30 p.m. Bermuda time today. So make it a safe and a great day. Until then, we are out. Peace.